Hello, hello everyone. It's Krystal Lucier here, also known as your home sweet home 519 Realtor, Krystal Lee. This is Realtor Life, and I'm so excited to introduce our guest today. Welcome, Mackenzie.
Hello.
So, Mackenzie Powers is a friend of mine from improv with Shut the Front Door, but also Mackenzie is so busy doing a lot of really cool things, including running her beauty line, which is Bewitching Beauty, and most recently, a published author under K.
Yep.
Eloise. So, we're going to dive into all that fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm so excited. I'm
yeah.
so prepped to be very awkward because I lived through making wax melts and creating fictional characters.
Yes.
So I'm very prepped to be very awkward talking about myself.
Do you know
So,
what? This is our jam though. I will help you through it because I think the thing is we all get a little uncomfortable talking about ourselves. However, we cannot learn about each other unless we figure out how to talk about ourselves. So,
exactly.
let's launch into the improv part first because that's how I met you. You
Yep.
were one of the A's last year. Yes. And so in that, let's just go right back to the beginning. How did you get involved in improv? And then how did you end up becoming a TA? Because that doesn't sound like it feels like from the outside,
Yeah.
that's not a natural progression.
Um, okay, so I started when I was like 16.
Okay.
I was like trying to find a way to like get into college because I was stressed about that. And I was like, you know what? I'm funny. I can do improv. It's just saying yes, right? Like that's all
Yes.
it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm 16. So I reached out to Brandon and I was like, hey, can I just be like a part of the troupe? And he's like, no, no, you can't. But let me like introduce you to the classes. Like we'll see how you do there, and then we
Yeah.
can like go from it. And then I was a part of the improv community for 10 years.
Nice.
I took a brief pause, to birth human beings and do that.
It does.
But yeah, and then after COVID, that's kind of when everything was like when picking back up. It was they were like, "Hey, Mac, do you want to be like a TA? Do you want to help us teach this?" And I'm like, say less. So it took like many years of experience to get there. And I'm just so grateful for the experience I had like with Shut the Front Door.
Yes. So good. Yeah, it's funny because I've mentioned on this before. I actually found out about it through real estate, which is the weirdest way because I always thought it was like something for other people, not something that I
Yeah.
would ever do. And then I went to a workshop with Brandon with some of my colleagues, and I was like, where has this been all my life? Like we just get to
Yeah.
have fun for like hours on end with other grown-ups. Like, ah,
Yeah. I describe it to some people as adult day camp
yes.
because
That's
like we don't have day camp for
we don't.
adults.
We don't. Or do. Now we do.
We
This is
do now
I
because of
know.
improv.
Yeah, very cool. And I would say like if you're wondering like why did I even bring it up? Is it just because that's how we met? Yes. And also because it's also like something that when you do improv, it does flow into the rest of your life.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, right? Now
I'm just
you
readjusting.
so from the time I met you to now, you have gotten married. Congratulations.
You.
Very exciting. Now, let's shift gears a little bit. So, Bewitching Beauty, what kind of I know the answer, but the listeners don't. What kind of a beauty company is it, and how did it get started? Like, where does this come from?
All right, well, it actually started under a different name as well. So I started this because my oldest was allergic to like all different types of soap, like the store-bought ones,
Okay.
specifically like I'm not gonna drop any big names here, but like think of popular drugstore soap,
Others.
other people. But so he would like break out in rashes from that, and I couldn't keep watching him do that. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't put son through that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make it myself.
Yeah.
So I messed with formulas a lot. I found like which bases work best because I can't exactly bring lye into my home as well. So melt.
Non-soap makers who don't know whether you could or couldn't bring lye into a place. Now you cannot.
Yeah. No, especially with my children who are chaos incarnate.
Okay.
So I do melt and pour. as opposed to cold processed, which is a whole different field of soaping. But and then it just kind of like progressed to I now do lip glosses and wax melts and sugar scrubs
They
and my
smell
business.
so good too, by the way.
Oh yeah, like my house smells fantastic constantly.
That's the dream.
Oh, yeah. No, but it originally started as spell casting soaps.
Okay.
And then once I started moving into like the lip glosses and the other stuff, I was like, I should rebrand. I shouldn't just be spell casting soaps anymore.
Okay.
So I'm not just doing soap. So
Yeah.
then I played with names and it was stuck between Bewitching Beauty and another one, which I can't remember right now.
See, that was the
Because
wrong
it's
one.
been
That's why.
Bewitching Beauty for so long.
Yes. I like it. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I love the origin story of that because it's you solved a problem, and like many amazing women do, you're like, okay, I could go searching for someone else's solution, or I could just do it myself, which you know
Yeah.
what? Absolutely. Love that. And where can people buy your product? So you are on Instagram.
I am on Instagram and I'm trying to get a website together. It's just with
Okay.
everything else. It's a little hectic right now,
Instagram
but
works.
Instagram, yeah, just like send me a DM and I'll send you like the inventory and it's like, I want that one.
Yeah. And
Um,
then, but you also go to shows, right? Like you can
I
go, yeah.
yeah, I do vendor shows. My next one isn't until October.
Okay, guys, count down.
Yeah,
But for the
it
shows, like
is.
you just like for even for that, like because this is like it's people that are listening here are listening. They're as entrepreneurs, realtors, and potential new customers. We don't know, maybe all three. As far as like, so you did this, you started, obviously you did it just for your own family at first. What made you grow it? And then how did you start even getting to shows? Like how does that evolve? Was someone like, you should sell this in my lobby? Like how does it work?
A lot of people were getting tired of being gifted soap. That was the main part of it. Was
Okay.
I'm like, here, have soap. And they're like, Kenzie, do this anywhere else. So
Fair.
I started like researching markets and I started doing like Dundas Place
Yep.
and doing that. And then now it's just kind of like I'll search up like, hey, vendor events, you
Yeah.
know, I'll like look through, see if the table fee isn't too much, how
Yep.
long it take me to get there. And yeah, that's kind of how it went was I just kind of looked up like local vendors in my area
I
or
like
I
that.
joined vendor Facebook like Facebook groups.
Nice.
Those helped
Okay.
a lot actually, the Facebook groups.
Very cool. And sometimes people like the biggest excuse we hear sometimes is like, oh, I just don't know where to go. Nobody knows where to go. That's why you go to Facebook, go to Google. Those people may
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I like that. It's funny what you said about the soap because it's all the first thing I thought of is like anytime you have friends that have chickens,
Yeah, it's like, do
you
you want
now
eggs?
have every time you're like, oh, I just came over for tea. Take some eggs, please. Take some eggs. And I'm like, oh, this is a lot of eggs. You're like, I need you to take these eggs.
Yeah.
And we all appreciate it, right? It's just like how many eggs can you eat before they go bad is really the question. It's like a race
Yeah.
against the clock.
Oh yeah.
But I love that that's how that worked with the soaps. Now you do, I'm guessing you would do like cool, because the ones I bought, I think I bought, it was a pink lemonade lip gloss.
Yes.
It was really good. And it reminded me, I remember when I was little, I used to have a pink lemonade lip gloss and they discontinued it, which is again, those brands.
Yeah.
Um, and there I was buying it faithfully. So I was very excited because it's very nostalgic to have the pink lemonade. It's good.
Yeah. We have
Um,
a marshmallow fluff one too. And that's been like everyone's like, this is reminding me of my childhood. And I'm like, then
yeah,
please.
right? And that's the thing. Like it's just finding something that like people can really relate to. That is the goal. And when I think of like soap companies and things like that, I think your melts are probably good at Christmas time.
Oh
Those-
yeah.
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 I very, very recently joined the melting community. One of my husband's employees was really nice and she gave us this melter. I may discuss with you some melt melties. I don't know what they're called.
I got
Um,
you.
yeah, but she gave us the thing and a melt thing that goes on it. And I was like, I'm like, this is fun. I feel like I'm part of the group now. Because people used to give me these things. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I don't have the thing to melt it. It smells
Yeah,
so good.
I got my melter at Dollar Tree. Like I'm not even gonna like say I bought this expensive one. I'm like I went to the dollar store and I grabbed this little one that I can
Yeah,
just put away and
love
not
it.
like think about it.
Very cool. I don't know where she got ours. I love it though. But yeah, I don't use it as much as I should, but I soon will need a melt thing. And I think it might be the time for like some sort of fall themed fragrance.
Oh,
So
I have too many fall themed fragrances.
let's
Like
just,
getting
I like
some
it.
of the fragrances is hard for me
Yeah.
because I love the warm fragrances, like the fragrances that make you feel like you're at home.
Well, cinnamon and like pumpkin
Yeah.
spice. Yeah, absolutely. Especially on those cold days. Like I remember, oh my God, years and years ago, it was so cold out and I was doing an open house and the people had some sort of, I don't know if it was apple cinnamon or pumpkin spice, but I felt like so happy. I was like, this is the
Yeah.
best day. Okay, so let's move along to your foray into being a very awesome author. So, when did you write your first book?
I started writing my first book, I want to say like 8, 9 years ago.
Okay.
It,
And
I'm not sure it'll be published ever.
okay,
It's kind of a book for me.
okay. I like this, but it got you in
Yeah.
the habit of writing.
Oh yeah, like I've always kind of been a writer. Like I loved storytelling. I loved just kind of jotting down my thoughts. And
Okay,
then I'm like, I could make a character out of this, which is where improv comes in a very handy.
absolutely. I find it's easier for me to remember my characters than their names, but like I remember other
Yeah.
people's names, but my own character names, I'm like, oh,
Oh no.
so 9 years ago. So, but you recently published some books.
I did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how did that? So number one, how many books have you published in the last 4 months, 3 months? It's a small
Six.
amount of time. 6 months. Six in 4 months?
I I want to say it's going on five, like
Five
around
months.
5 months now.
Okay, well, that's reasonable. No, I'm kidding. It's not reasonable at all. I think that's amazing. So 5 months, 6 books. How
Yep.
did this start? And I think in the age of AI, I think because I
Yeah.
know you haven't had AI doing it for you, which is the first
No.
thing you think when you're like, oh, like I could write 6 books today. Hold on a second, Chat GPT.
Yeah.
So how did this come about that you decided to just like laser focus or hyper focus, as we like to say
Oh yeah.
in the community? But how did you get the first one done, and then how did you like start churning them out?
The first one I did was Ink and Immortality. It's about a vampire.
Okay,
And that one just kind of came out. Like, I don't know how it happened. I'm just like, I'm just gonna write a short story. And then I'm like, this is so many chapters later.
okay,
I just kind of, yeah, I hyper focused. And that's kind of do what I do with a lot of my books, actually, is I just sit there and I hyper focus. And this is usually after my boys have been put to bed, so it's quiet.
okay,
Husband's gaming, doing whatever he does on his Xbox. I don't pay attention. But no, so like I'll come up with a concept and I'll just like hyper focus on my laptop and doing
okay.
that. And I'll send it to like some friends. So I'm like, hey, can you edit this for me?
Yep.
They're like, yeah, of course. So then we kind of churn it out like that. So it's like a well-oiled machine.
Nice. Okay. And then so you said you have the concept because I know like there's so many things online about like so you want to write a book, here are the steps. You have to come
Yeah.
up with these characters and then write a life story for all the characters and then you need an arc and a whole thing. So
Yeah.
when you're doing your concept, is it like did you come up with your characters in advance or did you let them like I don't know, did you let them be discovered by you? Like how did that work?
I, I think it depends on the book because some of them I just knew the characters.
Okay.
Like if you ask me about the characters, I could be like, this is their star sign, this is their this is their
Love
this,
it.
their
Love
this.
it.
And then other books, I had to kind of do what I like to call like my character vault, where
Okay.
I have a whole binder, which I'm not gonna get right now, but I will show you probably eventually.
Okay.
And it's like this thick
Wow. Okay.
of just paper. And it's like their eye color, their aspirations, their like romance timelines, if they have any like
Ooh.
significant traumas or not, like what's their favorite car. And so it goes deep into like who they are as a person
Ah.
than
Okay.
just wanting to make like a two-dimensional character. Because me personally, as the author, I'd like to think that they're all like pretty dimensional
Yeah.
people because they are people. Like,
Yeah. Now, did you create this binder originally, like 9 years ago? Did you create it for
I
improv? Like, what was it? It was what?
um I used Canva and
Okay.
I created it rather recently actually because my husband got tired of all of my random notebooks. But no, like so I went from like at least 15 different notebooks that I would always lose. So I'd start a new one and then I would
Okay.
lose it,
Okay.
start a new one. So we got the binder started.
Okay.
So
Love
that's
it.
kind of how that started was he was like, you need one place to do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you a binder. And I'm like, okay, I like binders.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Very cool. And so this was like characters that you've created, like even with the first book. And then did you also put in your improv characters?
I don't put my improv characters in, no. My
Ooh.
improv characters are just who they are. I don't
Okay.
really ruminate on them too much because if I do, then I'll try to bring them back out. And
Okay.
if I bring them back out, then it's not in my brain, like not everyone else thinks like this, but in my brain, if I like bring them out too much, I start to become predictable, and I don't like being predictable.
There. Okay. That makes sense. So this binder of characters, they're all characters that you've come up with. And is it like a brainstorming session? So like you'll just sit and you're like, I'm gonna come up with characters right now, or will you be like washing the dishes and be like, actually, Rosie likes washing the dishes. Hold on.
No, that's pretty close.
Really?
I'll be like, yeah, I'll be like maybe like sitting like chatting with someone, or I'll be on the phone with like say my mom or
Okay.
something, and she'll say something, and I'm like starts to
Okay.
type it over here. It's like that character's person would say something like that,
Classic.
or classic Marjorie. Yeah,
I love that. No, it's cool. And here's the thing, guys, like, and I think one of the hardest parts, because I think like, I'm also a writer. The hardest thing is, first of all, to find the time to focus, and then to make sure the time that you've blocked out to focus is the time that your brain wants to help you be creative.
yeah,
And so, and if you spend all this time trying to then create these characters in that creative time, you're not going to get anywhere, right? But if your characters are
yeah,
created, like if you're using that time to like you are doing it step by step, you're just doing it in your own way. I love that.
yeah. It's a lot of just like sometimes I'll just write a scene and I'll put like character one and then character two in a
Okay.
scene. Like I won't put their names, I won't put anything like distinguishable about them.
Right.
And I'll just be like, and he placed his hand on her shoulder
Older.
or something.
I didn't know where you're
Shoulder.
going. I looked at romance
I know
novels.
it's
I was like,
okay. I have some spicy books, but I'll keep it good for here.
yes,
But no, like, and he's like, he placed his hand on his shoulder and and then I'll do that. And then I'll look back and I'm like, who would do this? Like,
yes,
out of my vault of characters, out of my brain.
yeah,
Honestly, some of the characters are based like very loosely on people that I know.
right.
So it's like, who can I see in my life doing this?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's really cool. And so, and do any of the books flow into each other or are they all one-offs?
Yes. I have two series going on right now.
Okay.
So Ink and Immortality bleeds into Ink.
Okay.
And then we have my newest published one. It's called The Weaver's Daughter.
Okay.
and it's in the series of The Realms of Aethera. It is a
Okay.
fantasy novel.
Okay.
Like I fantasied so hard I have a name pronunciation list at the beginning of the book.
Which everyone appreciates, by the way. If your names are so nuts that you're like,
Uh,
I think people would struggle. You're right. They will help them.
yeah, I have a note at the bottom and I'm like, this is how I picture you saying them. You don't
Yeah.
need to say them this way. Say them however you need to say them to enjoy the book.
I'm very open about this fact, but I hadn't watched the Harry Potter movies because I was just a little bit older. But in third year English lit in university, we had to read The Prisoner of Azkaban. Prisoner of
Yes.
Azkaban. I read the entire book calling her Hermione.
I
And when I
mean,
talked
yeah.
to him, I was like, oh, like I can talk to people. I'm like, oh, I love when Hermione did this and I got this. What? He's like, who?
Yeah.
And then everyone made fun of me. But that's the thing. Help us out.
Yeah, sorry for laughing. I'm just that just
It's
laughed.
true.
I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
That's how
Well,
it's spelled. It's spelled Hermione.
it's not spelled Hermione.
It's
It,
not, right? But at the same time, once I heard, even I giggled, but I was like, I just read this entire book and now Hermione and I are friends. So I really don't know what to tell you.
maybe they
Um,
should have got you to read Goblet of Fire, where she teaches one of the other characters how to pronounce her name.
yes, that would have been a great one. I don't even know why they gave us book three. It wasn't even like, hey guys, let's all read book one, as one
They
does.
started
Start
you
the
at book
series.
3.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually read a lot of cool books in that because I think it was children's literature. So we were like diving into like what makes a good children's literature book. And that's the one they chose. But it it's my cross to bear, and but it's also my story I get to tell, which is amusing for everyone that has seen the movie. Question for you. So
Yes.
you decide to write the book, you get into it, you're doing the editing process. How does it, because can you hold up you showed me when we before we
Oh,
started recording, you have
yeah.
one of your books with you.
So this is the cover for my one book. It's called Romance and Other Mild Poisons.
Nice. Very cool.
So
Now,
that this
how does this turn into, oh gosh. So how does type, edit turn into this book? How does that process
um
happen?
yeah, I personally use KDP Publishing. So it publishes straight to Kindles and Amazon.
Okay,
It does it that way. So like the cover creator is on there, like it helps you create covers.
nice.
I did use AI because I couldn't find a good match, but I am working off of using artificial like intelligence for my covers. Like I have my sister drafting a cover for my next book, actually.
Nice. Very
So I'm
cool.
very excited for that. But
That's
no, it's
awesome.
yeah, and then you mess with the margins and you do a
Okay.
lot.
And what happens? So when by the time you get to that point, do you need to be fully edited? Like, will they edit it as well and make sure everything's okay? Or
They look through it, but they don't fully edit it. So it does need to be fully edited and make sure that you have everything where you need it.
yes, okay. It's whenever I hear about romance novels, the show Friends has like ruined all of us for life, I think. And I just remember when Rachel wanted to become a romance novelist and she gave everyone a
Oh,
copy
yeah.
and they got to read about his throbbing pens.
Pens. Yep. Yeah, no, I thoroughly edit my books, so that doesn't happen.
Fantastic. Fantastic. No, that is so cool. And then how has the experience been? So do you get to watch as people buy them? Or
Mm,
does it no, oh, so you don't get to find out how it goes.
like I try not to focus on it because if no one buys it, I'll just get sad. Like
Oh,
I'll be like, oh, okay, so I wasted my time with this. And that's how my brain kind of functions. But
yeah.
once I notice that people have bought my books or I get a message saying like, hey, your book is really awesome and I'm so glad that I got to read it. And then I'm like, okay, yay, I'm glad that I was able to
Yeah.
like do that. So that's kind of where I'm happy that the dream kind of came true because I've always wanted to be
Yeah.
an author.
I think that's, you know what? So we've had Alka Joshi on here on this podcast, and she wrote The Henna Artist. So
Okay.
yeah, if you ever have a chance, The Henna Artist, which is a series, and then there's also 6 Days in Bombay. But what she was talking to us about, like when she was launching her book, it was right in COVID. So we actually
Yeah.
got to have her with us for a book club. And that's actually where I was going to go is that if you can connect on Facebook groups with book clubs and suggest your book, and then you could even do like a contest for people where it's like, okay, show us your cover and we'll put you in a draw to win Bewitching Beauty products.
Yeah. I was
Right?
definitely thinking about that, honestly, because like
Yeah.
I want to stray away from using AI. Like it was easy in the beginning because I didn't know anybody, right? And I am not artistically inclined to drawing or to
Right.
doing that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why, because I'm like, I have a vision, create it.
Sure.
Yeah. Now with things like Canva as well, it's a lot easier for me to build the covers.
Oh, no, but what I meant is also just like if you have a contest where like they have to be holding up your book
Yeah.
in a picture and tag you in it and then you can like win a basket. People go crazy for that stuff. They absolutely do. And so it just depends. Yeah, I think you just need to get people. Those are for book clubs. Are they all that big? Are they all that long?
Um, Most of them. My first one is only like maybe 150 pages because I thought I was like going off. I thought I was like having like all of these words, and then I get it back and it's like this thick. And I'm like,
Yeah.
because it's a bigger print too. I got that one like a 6 by 9,
Okay.
and this one is a 5 by 8.
Yes. Okay. That's very cool though. And how many words? So when people are writing, and again, like we're always trying to give tips to people.
I'm looking for the word count on this one for you.
Yeah. I think I read something like, I'm trying to remember too, because there was a guide and it was like, there's pages. Like I think you have to figure out how many words per page and then how
Yeah.
many pages per chapter and how many chapters.
Yeah. In this one, there is in total 690 pages.
Okay.
But if you remove like the about the author and the dedication and all of that, it just basically equals out to 687.
Okay. It would have been funny if you're like, if you take out the biography and the dedication, there's actually only 430 pages.
Yeah, no, I like to talk about myself. I really don't. I don't.
It's and good for you though. Like what a cool thing. And at the end of the day, like once you're a published author, and I mean, it's never been technically easier to do it, and yet, so many people aren't doing it. And so the fact that you are actually like following that dream, congratulations. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Honestly, I owe a lot of it to my husband because he made me feel more comfortable into pursuing the things I want to do.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, he's the one that kind of goes, no, go do shows for Bewitching Beauty, go write a book.
yeah.
Like, you need time for yourself as well. And that's kind of what writing is it's me time.
Yeah. Very cool.
As a mom of two boys, I don't get me time very often. So
How
I
old are your
make the most
kids?
out
Yeah.
of
How
it.
old are your kids?
The one turns 7 this month, so I'm just gonna say he's 7. They're 7 and 4.
So not a lot of me time.
None at all. The fact that they're out of the house right now is insane.
Well, it gives you time to actually focus. And I
Yeah.
know it can be hard, especially because even if you're as a mom, you're focused on so many things all at once, but it's hard to
Yeah,
focus. You can't focus all of your attention on anything.
exactly. It's a lot of micro focus.
Yes.
Like even doing like say the dishes or sweeping, I'm micro focusing on, do I hear screaming?
Yep.
Do I hear the TV? Do I hear my husband coming home? Do I see they put another sock in the middle of my floor? So it's definitely along those lines.
Yeah. That is and good for you for getting it done. Now I am going to ask because we have a lot of listeners that are probably wanting to do something similar. what would you say, what would your advice be to someone who really wants, and I think there's a difference between wanting to be a writer and wanting to write, right? So
Yeah,
like sometimes people just like, if you want to write, go journal. You can journal. I actually just met a girl, a ghostwriter today, and she's holding a free journal writing workshop online every Monday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. because people don't have time to themselves,
that's awesome.
right?
That's so cool.
So it's like if you want to write, there are ways to write. But if you want to become a writer,
Yeah.
um, what is your advice to someone? I guess for both, but more for the writer part.
Um, for me, I've always known that like I want to do something with my life. I never knew what it was.
Okay.
But if I had to impart wisdom, it would just say just do it.
Yeah.
Like don't be scared of the outcome. If you want to do this, you do it. Like basically F what everyone else says. Do
Yes.
what's good for you.
Yeah.
And if you get hate on doing something that you love and that you want to do, you don't need that person in your life.
Yeah. That's fantastic advice. Good for you. Yeah. It's it is so easy to let people's opinions kind of stop you. The other thing sometimes, the opinion you have to watch the most is sometimes your own.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Right?
am my own worst enemy constantly. So that's kind of why I send it out to be edited. Because if I edited it myself,
Yeah.
none of like I wouldn't have published anything. Because I would still be stuck going like, okay, well, this should be like this. And I would still be so hyper focused on this one sentence. Not even the whole book, just a sentence.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have gotten anywhere. So it's kind of putting your own voice aside and letting the characters speak through you.
Ooh, I like that. So putting your own voice aside and letting the characters speak. That's really good advice. I know because I kind of have a bunch of partially finished or not even partially finished. I'd say half finished books that I'm working through. But one of the advice pieces I got, which I think is really good and is hard to do. And so I think, and you've gotten through that, is when you're writing,
Yeah.
just write. Do not
Yep.
touch the backspace button. Do not delete anything. Just write. You can figure it out later. You can edit it later. But
Yep.
you get in that loop where you're like, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, there will be moments, like I'm not gonna lie to myself or to other people, but there are moments where after I type something, I'm like, they wouldn't say it like that. And then I would do it and then I would type it out again.
Yeah, and that's
Get
different though.
their voice correctly.
I think that's the writing. What you're talking about is the writing process. I
Yeah.
think the advice that I had gotten was about where you just keep like second guessing yourself the whole time and you don't get anything written. So at the end of the day, you're sitting there like still with the cursor at the beginning of a page
Yeah.
and you're like, what did I just do with this hour?
Yeah, it's like it's been an hour and I have nothing.
Nothing.
That was definitely close to how I felt at the beginning. Was I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was thinking of like random concepts
Okay.
for like, I'll go into a little bit of my process if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So basically, I was sitting there and I was like, what's a story that isn't exactly overtold?
Okay.
Because there
Yeah.
are a billion stories about vampires. There are a billion stories about like mermaids and stuff. But I'm like, what would be an interesting perspective for a vampire? Like
Yeah.
someone who's lived million, like hundreds of centuries, she's been through everything. What would be a career that no one would expect a tattoo artist to have?
Okay.
Or a vampire to have. Sorry, a vampire to
I
have.
would not expect my tattoo artist to be a vampire. So that I was going to say, I'm with you.
But no, so for my first character, she's a vampire tattoo artist. She
I love
doesn't show like she doesn't have fangs. She just looks young permanently, which who doesn't want that? And then this professor guy comes in and he starts asking too many questions. So she's like,
Mhm.
That would shake up her world because she has built her life on consistency.
Yes.
So
Okay.
if someone comes in and disrupts that consistency, how would that affect it? So
Okay.
that's kind of how I got the idea for the first book, Ink and
Very
Immortality.
cool. Ink and Immortality. And then and the the pen name is K Eloise.
Yes.
I love this. K for Kenzie.
Kay Mackenzie. And then once I fully change my name, I'm giving myself a middle name, which is Eloise.
Ooh, I
So
like
it's
this.
just me.
That's so cool. Okay, amazing. So you figure out what's the story that hasn't been overtold, and then what happens?
Then I just kind of I jot down characters. I jot down like female main character. I want her to look like this. I want her to have this kind of tone to her voice, like whether she's very stoic, whether she's sarcastic, whether she's just a
Okay.
bit, because I have a few of those. But no, and then I'll like, what would either be her opposite or someone to
Yeah.
challenge
Okay.
the
Keep it
love and
interesting. Yes. Okay.
because not every story is going to be like, and they lived happily ever after. Like
I know is yeah.
there's actual hardships in relationships. There's not always just you find this one person and then you're stuck with them forever. Like there's things that get in the way. So I try to come up with those roadblocks of like what would get in their way before I let them be happy.
And you,
Like
yeah.
for it with this one.
Yep.
Um
Romance
yeah,
and other mild poisons. I love that title. That's very fun.
thank you. So she runs like so Lenora, that's her main like that's her name. That's her main like that's my girl. She runs a cat cafe. And it's like whimsical. There's like books to the ceiling
Okay.
and everything. And then her long-term boyfriend also works there. Same with her cousin. Like it's a very family-oriented thing.
Yes.
And he starts like filming one day because he's just
Okay.
getting content for the restaurant to put it out there.
Yeah.
And he accidentally films her going, "Don't worry, I didn't poison it too much." Like that. And they instantly become TikTok famous.
Okay.
But she is a very private person. So she doesn't know like how to accept all of this like all of the compliments, all of the attention. She's like, this is too much. And so it takes like a serious conversation between them of her going, I don't know how to understand this affection, so I need you to help me out here. And he's
Okay.
like, you know what? We can just stop posting if it makes you uncomfortable. Like, this was never meant to make this about us.
Yeah.
It was meant to be about the store and our cat. The cat is a very pivotal character in this. But no, so it's about those conversations and being willing to communicate as people as well. So
Okay.
I'm like, how would she communicate this if she's not good at communication?
Yeah.
How would he communicate knowing that he's like already in love and obsessed with her?
Okay.
He always has been, but he notices too late. Like, how does that affect him? That he didn't notice that she was going through something.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
These sound
yeah.
honestly, these sound great. So guys, if you're listening, so how can people order the books? Is it on
Uh,
Amazon?
yeah, it's on Amazon, and if you have a Kindle, they're there too.
Amazing. Very cool. So look up K. Eloise,
Yes.
and the first book is Ink and Immortality, and it's
Yep.
part of a 2 or 3 part series.
Oh, it's gonna be very long. I just haven't started the other
A
series.
96 part series, guys.
At most, probably four.
I love it. Now, I was of the again, aging myself a little bit, but I'm the one like I had Babysitters Club. I think at one
Yeah.
point I had 236 Babysitters Club books in order. You had to have them
No.
in order and you had to buy them in order, and it was a big deal. I don't know where they went. I'm not gonna lie. I think I gave them to my cousin. Um,
Yeah, I had like the Rainbow Fairies books.
okay.
So it was like a different fairy for like a different jewel or a different sport or a different
Sure.
something. And there was a million of those. And I was like, you know what? This isn't like if I was an author, I wouldn't want this many books because like I
Yeah.
want people to have enough that they aren't stressing on if they're missing a copy.
Yes. Yeah. There's the Ken Follett books. A lot of people like his like the medieval like whatever they're called, Pillars, Salt of the Earth. I don't remember what they're called. I like the Ken Follett books. He has a Century trilogy, and there's only three books, but
Yeah.
it goes from like 2000 or 1908 to 2008, and it just spans the whole time. And
Oh,
I
that's cool.
enjoy that there's three. So
Yeah.
yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited. I want to try reading Ink and Immortality. She sounds cool.
Oh yeah, no, Amelia, that's her name.
Nice.
I hate that I like all of my main characters. I love them. They are my children.
But
If I have created an animal sidekick for that book, that is my favorite character. Forget any of the humans. As
that's
soon
fair.
as animal, that is
Yeah.
my baby. That is my Shayla. That is like I'm like I will protect you with my life. Like in Romance and Other Mild Poisons, they found a dumpster cat
Oh,
and his name's Cadaver.
of course. Of course.
So
Okay.
Cadaver the dumpster cat, who looks like a chaos goblin, he is my love.
Okay.
For Realms of Aethera, there's a horse named Pippin.
Okay.
There's a lot of chaotic animals in my life.
So something
And
for everyone.
something for everyone. And
Yes.
I am working on two more sapphic novels as well, so it's not just male-female relationships
What
or
does sapphic mean?
lesbian.
Oh,
So
sapphic means,
more like woman love woman stuff.
and the term is sapphic.
Sapphic. Yeah,
I've
it's a
never heard that. It's what?
sapphic romance is like the general like genre.
We're learning. Okay. I've never heard that word ever. So this is good.
Yeah.
Vocabulary. This is what happens when you talk to a writer. I know I'm like adding to my knowledge. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in the interest of time, I'm going to say like we could chat about this for way longer. However,
Oh yeah.
um, guys, if you would like to order Mackenzie's books, you can order them on Amazon or Kindle, K Eloise. If you would like to order some of her awesome, awesome beauty products, Bewitching Beauty. So there are melts, there are soaps, there are lip glosses. Am I missing anything?
Sugar scrubs.
Sugar scrubs.
If you go to a vendor show, there's stickers.
Stickers are fun.
They're very fun.
Very cool. And maybe, should it happen, if you go to a vendor fair, maybe she'll have a QR code available for you to buy the book.
I do. I very
I
much
love
do.
it. I love it. Good, good, good. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Mackenzie, thank you for joining us today. This was so good.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This will definitely be going down as one of my favorite episodes because there's so much going on. Yeah. Absolutely. You have the improv, you have the writing, you have the bewitching beauty, and it's, you know what, and you're doing it all as a mom with young kids. And honestly, like that's a huge job too. And you're still doing all of these things. So it is no small feat, and you should be very, very proud of yourself because this is awesome.
Thanks.
Guys, thank you for listening. As always, we will see you next time. And if you have any questions, always let me know. We will put Mackenzie's contact information in the show notes. And I know that she would love it if you reached out. Have a great day, guys.